What's up guys, Hades here. So I finally got my first victories, 3 in a row. I want to talk about how I got it and some of the tips and tricks that it enabled me to get this for the first time. Now, yesterday I had this guy. He reduces fire mortals damage by 30%, but every day they shift. And now today I have the bug, Valgorn the Storm Reaper. We have to look at what they do. First of all, when I'm using fire, this doesn't matter because as soon as Hippolyta ults, they never get to ult. Second, I cannot wound them, which means kin con, but that doesn't matter because I'm using fire. Next, I'm not getting damage reduction. And finally, I have to know that they're getting lifesteal at the end, so I need to be able to finish them off past 50%. Now, the lineup is very important, and I'll explain why some of these are here, and then you'll get to see it in the replay why they're here. First of all, I want to ult before the boss ults. So I use Adrenaline Rush and Rage Blessing. If I have both of those on, I have a very high chance that Hippolyta ults first, and as soon as Hippolyta ults, the boss doesn't. Second, the boss is always going to aim at this top left. This is where you put the tank. Now, I'm going to be Vitality Touch over and over and over on my own unit, and he's going to get a defense boost and heal himself. Not only that, but he's going to be reducing their physical and magical defense, which is going to help Hippolyta and Wu. Then I need crit rate. Crit rate on fire is incredible, and I need to get them below 50% so I can finish them off while they're healing, right? All this combined makes a huge difference. The next piece is, if you watch one of my recent videos about this event, my dragon was only 8-8, but now it is 10-10, which means I get extra crit rate damage and I get more damage. But just so you guys know, my immortals aren't maxed out, right? Let's find them. Hippolyta is maxed. She's level 8. So she is the key. And Wu is maxed. She's also the key because they're the damage dealers. But guess what? Cyrus is only 50, only 20 boost, only a level 0 artifact, and he's only level 3 battle excitation. Only 3. He's only giving a 20% boost. And then even worse, Trajan, only 28 boost, nothing artifact, no enhancements, and 0 specializations. I didn't even have gems on him. Now, we need to watch the replay because the replay tells the entire story of what happens, right? We can see the damage. They're very neutral. Without Hippolyta, this is not possible. If you watched my tier list video, you'll understand that without Hippolyta, we would die and never be able to do enough damage in the first place. But Wu, once she gets enough boost from excitation on Cyrus as I grow him, she's going to actually be the main damage dealer. So the up front, you can see the boss gets really close to ulting and then back down to only like 20-25%. And then for the rest of the battle, his energy is just going to be nothing because Hippolyta is going to go and go and go and go and go. Now this boss can be crit, and you can see these big numbers here. When they turn an orange color, that's the crit. I got the crit rate production from Trajan. I have lower their resilience from Cyrus. And they're just going to crit like crazy. And as soon as I get this boss down below 50% HP, all of my immortals are going to be doing 20% boosted damage. And I need that boosted damage because if you don't finish in time, you're not going to get that 100%. The fear of domination is a huge key here. I failed on this boss a few days ago because it was healing so much and I could not get that final push over the top, because it would ult and heal all of its damage. But because Hippolyta's here with fire, this boss is actually quite easy. And you can see I finished with a lot of time to spare, which means you guys, even if you don't have quite a perfect Hippolyta or quite a perfect Wu, you still have the chance to get these rewards. Now these rewards are very scarce, and there is a ton of them. There's 4. There's 20 options, and you need 100 of each one just to increase one artifact. So we need to be maxing out as many bosses as we can on as many days as we can And if you haven't seen my other tier list video, make sure you're maxing the right immortals. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something in this one. And if you did, leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.